sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like a pasta fazola amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but
hello out there to YouTube, to my subscribers, my friends. I am going to be cooking stuffed peppers. But before this, before I choose all this violence in cooking, there needs to be coffee. Number 2 knows this all too well. I can't choose violence without my coffee. And let's recognize we're using a cat in honor of Angel's cat tattoo. At this very moment, he's going WTF. So, we are going to put on an apron, and I'm going to show you how I make stuffed peppers. Give me a moment as I tie. And now, like the superhero I am going to make stuffed peppers. Let's go. Okay, so I have everything prepared because I don't want to have to keep on stopping. I've got the peppers, I've got the breadcrumbs, the tomato paste, the sauce, San Marzano. Those are grown in a very special region in Italy. I'm not sure if these particularly are, but San Marzano is a phenomenal tomato if you ever get a chance to go to Italy and try. Parmesan cheese, the rice. We have some garlic, some eggs, some ground beef, and some parsley. So we're going to start adding this stuff in. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Even though there's some fake parsley in there, real parsley gives it just the right oomph. And that's not working in my favor. So, go big or go home. And then we are going to add a little Parmesan cheese to the meat mixture. Now the meat mixture is also going to call for, I need to move this over. Okay, so I moved the rice over. We're going to throw in the rice. I already made it ahead of time. You want to cook this beforehand because if you make the mistake of not cooking the rice before you put it in, it could be disastrous results. I've had it happen once before. Thank Jesus for my mother-in-law. She's the one who taught me how to cook this. In fact, I used to get a phone call and she would tell me, I was thinking about you, bring over a bowl. And of course, I knew she wasn't giving me weed, so it meant she was giving me some good food. So we're going to mix this all together because this is what's going to go in your stuffed pepper. Hi, how you doing? So while I'm over there mixing the rest of the meat, I am going to start my beautiful trio of garlic, onions, and green peppers that starts off this wonderful sauce. Whenever I do this, I'm ready to eat right then and there. I love the smell of this. Sadly, Angel does not like 2 of the 3 ingredients in here, the green peppers or the onions. Dude, you just hate the wrong stuff. So we're going to sweat this down. Only a couple of minutes. I got it on a fairly decent heat. And then we're gonna stuff the peppers and put in the sauce. Now to stuff the peppers. As you can see, I have some green and some yellow. The two yellow are for a dear friend of mine who does not like green peppers, but I know takes care of the world, but doesn't always take care of themselves. So I'm making them something a little special because they don't always have a home-cooked meal, and I adore them. So we're going to stuff it with this. I'm going to take this pepper. I'm going to take some of the meat mixture, and we're going to press it down in there. They're kind of like, if you want to think, mini meatloaves that taste like meatballs with rice in them. Usually, because I know the kids here at the house aren't going to eat a whole thing like this. They're toddlers. So, I make little meatballs, so that way we can cut up our pepper, give them the pepper, and then give them a little meatball to work on. Because every kid loves meatballs. Okay, so this is all sweated down. So you can see the green looks a little less green. The onions are how they're supposed to be. So now we add the magic. 1 can. 2 cans. 3 cans. And turn this down a little so it doesn't start jumping up. And 4. That's why I use such a big pot, because I've got a whole bunch of sauce. Yes, I'm using a spatula to stir this at the moment. I want to make sure all this gets mixed. There's some basil in here with the tomatoes. And you're going to want to add a little bit of water. You use like a can. And we're definitely switching over from that. And then I'm going to put in the paste. I wish you guys could smell all the smells I'm smelling. Thank Jesus there's still coffee. And now, back to the stuffed peppers. So, this is bubbling. We're going to turn this down to low. We want this to simmer, because if we leave it too high, it will burn. Now for the piece of resistance. The stuffed peppers. Just drop them in. That's why we use a big pot. And we just let them cook. We're going to cover these and check on them in about an hour. Because of it being low, it's not going to burn the bottom of the pan, and I don't want to stir it that much when it's in this process, because then the meat comes out and everything. And I did not have extra meat to make the meatballs, so the kids are just going to have to deal with it. It is topped, and we are about to commence cooking. So see you in an hour.
You
So these things are lovingly cooking. I'm going to push that down. Ugh. Again, if you could smell this house right now, it smells delicious. So we're going to come back in another hour. I'd like to take a moment to recognize animal lovers. We're all out there. If you love animals, you have a friend in Batman, because I absolutely love animals. Currently, I am sitting out on my deck, and I have my lovely kitty, Miss Lisle, and my puppo. I would hurt anybody who would try and hurt them. And not only would I fight for my animals, I have fought for friends' animals and for people I don't even know's animals. I have a $50,000 defamation lawsuit that was beaten, meaning I won and my friend won, because of the allegations we had against a certain dog daycare in Lisle called Lucky Dog Daycare, where the animal abusers are still there, if you can believe it. The people that actually love the animals got thrown out pretty quick, but the people who harm the animals, still there, and one's in a position of power. Like Kendrick Lamar says, you're not like us, fool, and it's never over, just so you know. Lucky Dog Daycare, Lisle, Illinois. Don't take your dog there. I would definitely not trust my Cardi. Where is she? There she is. I would definitely not trust this little girl with Rick and Chris KARCH, whatever the hell their last name is. Because, yeah, when I worked there, Rick, I remember you telling me how much you hated Cubby. Didn't Cubby end up in a garbage can of poop because of you that you thought was so funny? So funny. And then Chris, don't even get me started on him. What you did to Ollie, the nicest dog possible at that daycare, what you did to him, you're just pond scum. No wonder you ran. And so ends the rant portion of this cooking video. I just want to put that out there. I love animals. If you're hitting one of them or doing something bad to them, yours or somebody else's, they can't go home and say, hey, look, somebody's hurting me, like a kid can, like a person can. So I stand up for animals because of that reason. They don't have a voice. You have to be that voice. And if you love animals, then you will not stand by and watch somebody do something like that. You just can't. You got to do something, right? So back to the stuffed peppered video. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Look at how beautiful that is. Thickening up. Let's see what one of the peppers looks like. Ooh, look at that. Too bad we got to drown you so you cook well. It's hard to move things around down here, so I just try and get in between. And if anything's down there, scrape it a little. Now, this doesn't really burn because you're slow cooking it. If you had it on higher heat, then yeah, you'd have to, like with my gravy, I stir it every 10-15 minutes so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. Nobody wants to clean that.
Okay, hold on now.
Batman says manja. Yum. Yum, girly.
Yeah.
Come on, Spider-Man.
I am Batman.